Welcome back, boys and girls. We're here for another video tonight. Our video is going to focus on another aspect of subtraction. Today we're going to learn to subtract across zeros. So we've been practicing regular subtraction, but sometimes when you throw a zero in the problem, it can really turn a problem upside down. So today we're going to look at being able to subtract problems that have zeros in them. So I can subtract across zeros. Okay, before we get started with our new task, I've written some problems up here. Would you go ahead and write these down? We're just going to get our brains warmed up by reviewing what we've already learned. So write these problems down, solve them, and come back to check. Remember the steps that we went through when we subtract. So always start on the ones. Ask yourself if the bottom is bigger every single time. If it is, go next door and borrow a 10. And then regroup it as the unit that you need, and then subtract. Come back in just a minute and check to see if you got these problems right. Okay, I'm going to walk through these problems with you, so hopefully you got them correct. We're going to start in the ones column, and we're going to look here. 7 is definitely bigger than 1, so I'm going to take a tens bar. So if I take from that, I have 5 now. I'm going to regroup it as 1, so now I have 11 ones. 11 minus 7 is 4. I'm going to move on to the tens column. I'm going to check to see if the bottom is bigger. I have 4. 5 minus 4, so the bottom's not bigger. 5 minus 4 is 1. 4 minus 2 is 2. I hope that's the answer you got. Moving on to the other problem, 713 minus 528. I'm going to check to see if the bottom is bigger in that ones column. It is. So I'm going to go next door. I'm going to take the tens bar I have. So now I have 0 tens bars. I'm going to give it to the ones column. So I have 13. 13 minus 8 is 5. I'm going to move here and look to see, is 2 bigger than 0? It is. So I have to regroup. So I'm going to go next door to the hundreds. Instead of 7 hundreds, I have 6 now. I'm going to give it to the 0, so if I'm taking a hundreds flat and dividing it up into tens bars and giving it to what I have, I now have 10 tens bars, so 10 minus 2 is 8, and 6 minus 5 is 1. So I got 185. I'm hoping that this flipped video, I won't make any mistakes. Thanks to those students who were really careful and caught the mistake I made last time. It's a lot going on when I'm writing problems down and I'm solving them and I'm talking and I'm using the tools on here. So I apologize that I made a mistake last time, but thanks to those students who were watching so carefully and let me know that I had made an error. Hopefully that won't happen tonight. Okay, we're going to start our new skill, so write this problem down with me. 206 minus 148. So write this one down. I'm at home tonight, so if you can hear my puppy barking out in the living room, that's what's going on. She's being kind of loud tonight, so you'll have to bear with me. So write this problem down, and we're going to walk through this one together. So I'm going to separate it into columns. Okay, and I'm going to look at the ones column, and I'm going to say, is that bottom number bigger? It sure is. So I'm going to go next door, but when I go next door, what's there, guys? There's nothing there. So can I take from nothing? Nope. So I'm going to have to move over here, and I'm going to have to borrow from here. So I'm going to move to that column, and I'm going to take from the hundreds. So now I have 100s. And where am I going to give it to? I can only give it to the very next column. So I'm going to lay it down here next to the 0 that I have. So now I have 10. The question is, did I get where I was going? Did I get to this ones column? That was the whole reason I went next door. I need more ones here. I didn't get there. So I'm going to now go to the tens column and take from it. So now I have 9 tens, and I'm going to lay it down next to the ones. So now I have 16 ones, and now I can subtract. So 16 minus 8 is 8. 9 minus 4, I can subtract because my bottom's not bigger, so 9 minus 4 is 5. And then 1 minus 1 is 0. I don't have to write my 0 down, so my answer is 58. And we can add to check to make sure our answer is correct. Okay, let's do another example. You write this one down with me. I have 705 minus 239. Okay, so we're going to start in that ones column. And when we look, we see that the 9 is bigger, so I have to go next door to regroup. But when I get there, there's nothing there. So I'm going to move to the next column, and I'm going to take from it. So I get 6 hundreds left, and I can only give to the column that's right next door. So the 0 now becomes a 10. But remember, I started way over here at the ones column, and I needed more ones, and I haven't got any yet. So now next door has ones, so I can get from there. So I'm going to go take from that 10. It's going to become 9 now, and I'm going to give it to the ones. That's what I was doing to start with. So I have 15 minus 9, which is 6. I have 9 minus 3, which is 6. And then I have 6 minus 2, which is 4. Okay, let's walk through one more example. 908 minus 569. So let's solve this one. You try to walk through the steps with me at the same time as we're going. Okay, 9 is bigger than 8, so I have to go next door to regroup. There's nothing there. So I'm going to go to the hundreds. The 9 becomes a what? Hope you said an 8. That's right. I'm going to take that hundreds flat and break it up into tens bars and give it to the 0 tens bars that I have. So 10 plus 0 is 10. I did not get to the ones column, which is where I was headed. The whole reason I started this process. So I'm going to go back to the tens now that there are some. I'm going to take from those. So that's going to leave me 9 tens. I'm going to take the tens, break them up into ones, and give them to the ones column. So now instead of 8 ones, I'm going to have 18 ones. 18 minus 9 is 9. 9 minus 6 is 3. 8 minus 5 is 3. Okay, I want you to look at these two problems, and I want you to see if you see any patterns. Okay, specifically, look at what is happening here and here. You should notice that that middle 0 becomes a 10 and then it becomes a 9. The ones digit always increases by 10 and the hundreds digit decreases by 1. So now that you know the math behind it, that I'm having to go next door and there's nothing there, so that I'm moving to the hundreds column and taking, then giving to the hundred or the tens column, taking from that to give to the ones, I want to show you a trick. We're going to learn the box method, so go ahead and write this problem down. Pause the video if you need to. Okay, in the box method, we're going to still check the ones like we would, and we see that we need more. So we're going to go next door, but this time I'm going to draw a box around my hundreds and my tens. And I'm going to think of my hundreds as tens. So right now I have 6 hundreds, but if I think about those, there are 10 hundreds or 10 tens in each hundred. So if I have 6 hundreds, I really have 60 tens. So we're just going to think about it as tens. So I know that I need more ones to be able to subtract my ones column. So I'm going to go next door, and right now I have 60 tens. I'm going to take from those tens. So if I take from 60 tens, I'm now going to have 59 tens. And I'm going to lay the 10 that I took, I'm going to regroup it and lay it down as ones. And now I'm ready to subtract. So 11 minus 4 is 7. Okay, 9 minus 8, bottom's not bigger, so I can just subtract. 9 minus 8 is 1. 5 minus 4 is 1. So let's look at that same problem, and I'm going to show you how we get the same answer with the box method. Okay, so if I start in the ones column, I don't have enough. I have to regroup. So I go next door, there's nothing there. I go over to the 6, it becomes a 5. This becomes a 10. And then a 9. And then I'm making my ones column an 11. 11 minus 4 is 7. 9 minus 8 is 1. 5 minus 4 is 1. You can see that I got the same answer, only the box method makes it a little simpler to understand what we're doing. Let's walk through one more example. Write this problem down. Okay, I'm going to check to see if my bottom is bigger. It is. So I know I have this 0, so I'm going to box my hundreds and tens, and I'm going to think of it, instead of 3 hundreds and 0 ones, I'm going to think of it as 30 tens. So I need to borrow a 10. So if I borrow, or if I regroup from there, I now am going to have 29 tens. I'm going to give that 10 to the ones. So now I have 15 ones. 15 minus 9 is 6. 9 minus 6 is 3. 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay, here's an example for you to try. You try the box method on this if that makes sense. If that doesn't make sense, then just do the regular regrouping and then come back to check. Okay, here is the correct answer. I hope that you got it right. Okay, the box method doesn't just work when there's a 0 in the middle. It also works when there are 2 zeros. So write this problem down and I'm going to walk you through it. Okay, so bottom is bigger. I'm going to look at this as 50 tens. So I'm going to take a 10, I'm going to regroup it. And so I'm going to have now 49 tens, and I'm going to give it to the ones. So 0 plus 10 is 10. And now I'm going to subtract. 10 minus 8 is 2. 2. 9 minus 4 is 5. And 4 minus 2 is 2. All right, go ahead and do this one on your own. 700 minus 473. Okay, pause the video and then come back to check. You can use either the box method or the regrouping steps. Okay, here's the correct answer. I hope that you got it right. Here's some problems for you to practice. You can use the regular regrouping steps or the box method. Come back in a minute to check your answers. All right, here are the correct answers. I hope that you got them all right. We've come to the end of this video, so here is your joke for the day. What does the teddy bear say when you offer him a sandwich? No thanks, I'm stuffed. All right, I will see you tomorrow. Good luck with your subtraction skills. If you need more practice, ask Mom and Dad to create some problems for you. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.